Username rejected. Your password is incorrect. Override denied. Your password is incorrect. Override denied. Program activated.
Hello and welcome to another Username Nerd Podcast. My name is Mike Hewitt, and with me always I have Tim Hewitt. How are you doing, Tim?
Hey, how are you today, Mike?
Good, I'm very
You're
good.
like,
and
hi, welcome to the podcast. This is Timmy.
We have our guest, Charles Fort. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, everybody. Hi.
And this is episode 2
Comic-Con.
of Planet Comicon 2016. Yeah, I wanted to talk about a lot of the interviews we did, a lot of the people we talked to, about what else do you have on there, and then I'll take over.
So we have panels. Do you want to talk about the
Don't really have a whole lot of panels.
Yeah.
We recorded 2 panels. We recorded the worst comic podcast ever.
Ooh.
They did their 100th episode there, and really good comic podcast. If you want to catch that, definitely catch that. I think we didn't save their butt, but the audio went bad.
No, we saved their butt.
The audio went bad in their for their recording. It was never mind. I don't want to say whose fault it was.
It was no one's
Somebody.
fault.
It got messed up. But we were actually video recording it at the time.
I love how you're like, it was Planet Comic. Well,
I didn't say.
I don't
just
want to
said
say whose
I just say
fault it was.
like the players.
It could have been the
It was
planners'
the
fault.
It was
planters.
the players.
The planters, nut man.
The players.
Yeah, the players.
Anyways,
sure.
doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
The audio went bad, and so we ended up helping them out by giving them the
Your guys' audio.
the audio from the video, which
That's
is
pretty cool.
that I mean, definitely on your 100th episode, that
Hey, man, yeah.
really sucks.
Which is a good time to mention that we are fast approaching
Wait, this is 95.
our 100th episode.
We don't really
so
talk about what episode it is. I think that
We
goes
don't
on
really, yeah.
because at the very beginning we had some bad. I know.
It's okay. It's fine. Whatever.
I don't think it's.
I think it's that box,
I think
not
it's
our board, but
it's
fine.
outside the box. Yeah, we're
So
hearing
this
a
is
little
what
bit
I would
of
say.
buzz.
If you guys, what we need is topics for our 100th episode. So if you'd hit us up on Twitter,
Or call us at 913-717
nerd, and leave us a message and let us know what do you guys want to hear us talk about. Does that sound like a good idea?
Sound good,
everybody,
sound
right?
good, yeah.
All right, I like it. Then
But
you also went. Oh no, go ahead.
so basically, we got it, and then we kind of. I've been talking to him about maybe doing a crossover podcast.
A spin-off.
I think so.
Ooh.
Not a spin-off.
No, spin-off is when like another. Okay.
Yeah. No, we're
Crossover.
We're
You had
already
it right the first time.
2 established
Yeah,
things.
that's true.
So yes,
There would be no
anyways.
spin-off.
Would be
Supergirl
no
and Flash.
Yes.
It wouldn't be.
Yes. So so that's so but
Which one are we? Are we the Flash or are we the Arrow?
Definitely the Flash.
I don't know. I'd rather be the Arrow.
I don't think we're either. I think we're the
Uh-huh.
ADD step kid
Yeah. Okay.
that's
That
bumping their
news to
head
the
to the
Fair
wall.
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Move on.
They've been doing it for 2 years and got 100 episodes. We've been doing it for 4.5.
4.5. And we're almost
Whoa.
at 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
So
know.
and then we did the what was the other one? I don't want to say it wrong.
Comic Book Royals
Comic Book Royals of KC.
of KC.
And there was basically 4 different local comic people that are really big, and they talked about it. That was really cool, and you can check that out at our YouTube channel. Those are the
Username
only
Nerd
really,
News.
only you two. Those are the only 2 panels I really got to see and recorded. We can't really record the big panels. You can't do it with
Yeah.
Stanley. Now, if you have a flip phone and you don't care, you can.
True.
But
But for the
you
quality
out.
that we want and to be
as
able to
press,
get in.
as press, we didn't want to get
Yeah,
kicked out. And,
exactly.
I mean, because they say specifically not to record. But
And
you
apparently
always
you're not
see-
supposed to record in the
lawsuit.
bathrooms either. I don't know what that's
yeah,
all
over
about.
the stalls. I don't
Just
get
like,
it.
come on, guys. Press pass. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Oh.
Anyway.
This is my badge, and I have authority here.
What else you got?
The adult costume contest was, I guess, technically a panel. That was what was it,
Yes,
Saturday night.
it was a 2-hour event. Did you stay for the whole time?
No, I only got to see just bits and pieces.
Okay,
honestly.
we stayed the whole time. It was a pretty cool thing. Abby Darkstar
Who
and
won,
Keith
you know?
Sin. It was weird because
They
there
were
was a
different
lot of winners.
Gotcha.
But the one person who won was a human moth.
What?
She had made her own costume.
Really?
That's pretty cool.
And she gets her own toy, or whatever.
That's really bugging me, but I don't think it's. I'm sorry.
I
For
don't
those of
hear
you
anything.
listening,
I
I
know,
apologize.
right?
We're just
It's
gonna break
bugging
the
me
fourth
too.
wall real fast. We are getting a little bit of feedback or static in our headphones.
Fourth wall
think
break
it's-
inside the fourth wall break.
Oh gosh, now it's really bad.
No, is it bad now?
That was really bad. It cut out completely for me
Well-
there for a
well,
second.
yes,
but
'cause
I
I
think it's that
unplugged
it. You just
box. No,
unplugged it.
before that. I can tell that you unplugged the box.
Gotcha.
We
Maybe
think
you got
it's
a
this
loose
box.
wire
We don't think
somewhere.
it's recording. We're just gonna move on.
We're good. We're good.
And whatever. Whatever.
Did the Bob's Burgers family go on stage?
Yes.
That
Okay,
was
that
such a
was
good
probably
costume.
my favorite.
The best group there. Bob's Burger was one of them. The what do you call it? Spaceballs was another group
Yes.
contest. There was a lot of group contests, but the best one that won best group was a family, and they were called the Johnny Depps.
Yes, I saw
Oh,
them walking
that.
in. They were. I actually took a picture of them and I
They
posted
were
on Facebook.
brilliant. In fact, we recorded the whole ball, but they played a lot of music on
Yeah.
top, which is all
Just
copyrighted.
ruins the audio.
Yeah, and we can't put it on YouTube, so there's no way of putting it up there because YouTube would actually call
Pull
it copyrighted material.
Copyright infringement.
Friday when I got there, the first thing that I said was what will make me happy to no end is if I see a Bob's Burgers family.
Really?
Now, I know that doesn't have much to do with comics or video games
But
or
it
whatever.
does have a lot to do with cosplay. Cosplay is all
yes.
Mm-hmm.
about,
And it was Saturday is when I finally got to see him. So Friday I was like, it would just make me so happy. And I saw people dressed as like Luis and Tina just walking around
Right.
the floor and stuff. But I was waiting in line for the speed dating, and they just walked right past me. I'm like, what's that?
That's
Is
cool.
that Bob's Burgers? So I just had to stop him and go take a picture of him because it was literally on the. It was just great. Bob had a mustache. The wife.
did look really-
She had a rack of spices, which is the
The
thing in
spice
the movie
rack, yeah.
because she talks about
Yeah.
having. And Jean had a piano, a keyboard,
Yeah.
an attachable keyboard, and Luis had the burger of the
hat.
day, which I can't
Which-
say the burger of the day because it was not appropriate. But let's just say it comes with candy.
Gotcha.
And
Sure.
Tina was just it was just amazing. Like
Yeah.
that warmed my heart at the same time because Bob's Burgers is one of my favorite shows for sure.
That's cool.
I know some of the things that stood out for me as far as cosplay. There was a dad son that were both Ghostbusters,
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
and they had really good like the proton packs were
Yeah.
like they lit up, made sounds, everything. The guy who had Triangle Head,
Yeah,
He
there
was
was
pretty
2 or
good.
3
Yeah.
there.
the short guy that had a really
Mhm.
good costume, but and then I know like you were recording for Abby Darkstar, and in the middle of recording, all of a sudden you hear this
Yeah.
like music come, and it's who was it, Iron Patriot,
Yeah.
Iron Man, I think
Mhm.
like 2 other like guys in mech suits, and a Stan Lee lookalike
They're like,
in a conga line, just coming right by where we're recording, and
well,
it's
that's
just like, well, let's just wait.
it's a group from Topeka.
Mm,
Mhm.
yeah.
that's cool.
But I thought that was pretty cool too. Those suits, man, I can't imagine how to even
Right.
make one of those. That's insane.
There was a girl
look
that
really good.
did you see on Friday the girl that was dressed as Ray and BB-8 was like on a little roller.
Yes.
Did you see that? I thought that was really cool.
She was in the ball too.
It was just attached to a string. That's all it was. And
Oh, that's
yeah.
clever,
but BB-8 like lit up, and it was really neat. Like I was really happy that it wasn't just Ray. You know,
Right.
I'm really happy that somebody incorporated BB-8 to her costume.
Yeah.
And then did you guys see and this is from a different con, but did you see the picture of the baby Ray?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so there's a picture of baby Ray going like this, and it's like literally like a toddler that can just stand, and she's going like this to a full-grown like
She's, like,
Kylo
raising up her
Ren
arm or
guy.
whatever.
It was just the cutest stinking cosplay.
I was gonna
thing
ask
I've
you.
seen.
So you like Star Wars?
Oh,
What's your favorite? Who's your favorite character?
Favorite character.
Both,
Okay,
both of you.
so I've kind of got a little small story. I'm like Kevin Smith here. I got a small story behind this. Okay, so Luke Skywalker would have to be my favorite character
Really?
because
I'm gonna go to Tosche Station, pick up some power.
that's
converters.
exactly right. And no story begins with milk. No great story begins with milk, except for in episode 4. Anyways, so in my family, Star Wars is like it's a thing, and it kind of starts with my dad, and it
Mhm.
kind of trickled down to his sisters, my aunts, and that's same thing with their kids. Like they made it a
Right.
Star Wars thing. When we would get together for family celebrations, my dad eventually bought the Darth Vader voice changer.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when that thing came out, that was like the Star
Mhm.
Wars toy. So he got that, and he bought the actual full outfit and had lightsabers. And mind you, this was like, what, 7, 8 years ago? And so one special get-together, and it was for one of my cousin's birthdays. My dad brought his suit, and she had a bunch of lightsabers hidden away. And my dad came in the room dressed as Darth Vader and had his lightsaber out. And my aunts came in quickly and gave the kids all lightsabers. So my dad had a lightsaber battle. And so they always say that my dad is Darth Vader. Uncle Bill is Darth Vader. So me,
Uncle
I
Vader.
always saw myself as Luke Skywalker because I'm, the son of Darth Vader. I'm always seeking adventure. I always want to go out and get my dream, and because that's just
You're
who
always
I am.
shooting womp rats.
I
in
am
the
always
scene back home.
Always, dude. Always.
Mhm.
Those womp rats, those pesky balls. I
So
just not
Luke
a farm
Skywalker,
boy.
number one.
Yeah, number one for sure.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
I think. Who's
Tim?
your favorite?
Mike?
What do you think my favorite is?
Stormtroopers, of course.
Well, I've got a
Generic,
list.
Crazy Stormtrooper. What about
Darth Maul.
not
So-
Rey? Oh my gosh, Finn. What about Finn? Is he your new favorite character?
No,
Is he
Stormtrooper is my number one favorite, but
Yeah.
that's not really an answer.
Exactly,
TK421?
'cause that's
TK421 could be your favorite.
I
one.
like the extras.
No, he was never at his post. You never saw
Oh,
him.
that's so true. I'm sure you never did see him ever.
No, you do see him because
I
he
think
gets
he was the one
knocked
that got
out or
shot,
whatever.
but
He gets dragged back into the. Anyway, we're
He
getting
comes out and goes like
way off
this.
topic.
Yeah,
No.
that's him.
So, but I would say my second favorite character is Rey, and
Yeah.
then I mean, my second favorite was kind of. It's a duo, but it's always Landau and then Han.
Yeah.
But Rey is probably my second
I
favorite
would
now.
say probably my second favorite would be
Yeah.
Dude, she's
Princess Leia's bikini. Not
It's not a
Princess Leia,
character.
just the bikini.
Just-
I would say. Well, if he can pick Stormtrooper, I can pick the bikini.
But
All right.
Stormtroopers actually have life.
yes, they.
Oh, that
are-
I mean, the
Bikini has
bikini
some
does
life.
accept.
When we're dead.
Anyways,
Anyway.
I do want to talk about Rey if that's okay. Just
Yeah,
real
go
quick.
for it.
I really love, like not just Rey, but like for episode 7, I loved the characters that they picked.
Yes.
Some
Oh my
I know,
gosh, yes.
right?
And Finn is probably right after Landau. And
Definitely. And what I like, I have a lot of friends who are like, "Oh, I hate Finn," or "Kylo's,
How
such
can you
a."
hate those characters.
I know.
Their explanation is
They're dumb.
Kylo's
Those
too.
people-
They're
those
dumb
people are
and they're
dumb.
so emo. Like
No,
that's,
I'm not. The
that's
people who
just-
are talking to you
oh,
are dumb.
But that's their explanation is they just don't like him because Kylo's emo, and then they just
Yeah.
didn't like how Finn was portrayed as a character. But
Whoa!
But no,
how
no,
do you
I
not
know,
like
I know,
Finn
I
is
know.
portrayed as a character?
I
He's
know.
brilliant. No. They don't.
yeah, no, I agree.
they
I
don't-
completely agree with you.
They
I,
don't explain
I just
anything.
had to stop talking.
They
to
don't
them.
explain
No,
anything.
they didn't.
They just say,
didn't.
"I don't like how he's portrayed as
Yeah.
a character."
Wow.
And then I go,
man.
but me being the person that I am, I like to see myself as
Who are? Give me their phone number.
I can't do that.
Not
Personal
on,
information.
not online.
I'll
not
be- yeah,
after this
I'll
show.
do it.
I need to text these people.
So what I like about Finn
I need
is,
answers.
is it's he has that coming to age, like, oh my god, this is bad.
Mm.
I've got
Who?
Finn.
Finn.
Oh, that
yes,
realization.
When
yeah.
the realization where he's like, oh my, and I think that's the Force going like, hey, tapping on the shoulders, like, dude, you're in some really bad stuff right now. And then
Well, no, go ahead. Sorry.
no, it's and then Rey, I love Daisy Ridley.
God,
Like
Yeah, she is
she
really good.
she is such a great success story because she doesn't have a lot of major, and that's what I like is they don't have a lot of major success, these actors and actresses.
Mhm.
These new kids,
They were relatively undiscovered.
and that's exactly how it was for the original
Yeah.
trilogy too.
Yeah.
I loved how
We're gonna get back on Planet Comicon, but I have to.
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
have to
say.
talk.
yeah for sure.
But yeah, it was Joshin that we talked about a couple weeks ago about talking about Rey, and I'm like, you know what? I am so like Landau's my favorite because he's in the original, but I'm like, you know what? You're right. Rey is my favorite right now, and she's just way better. The way they didn't over sexualize her, the
Yeah.
way she is just powerful, and at the end when Finn. Which I like Finn so much too, but when he's like falling short and she just grabs the lightsaber and just oh my
destroys.
gosh,
It's amazing.
how do you not like that character?
I
Anyways,
cried at that.
I know,
like,
right?
I cried at that moment. There
We
were so many times that I
really
did cry.
Need to get
But-
back on Planet
Okay,
Comicon,
yes.
guys.
Back
Come
to
on.
That'll be
Comicon.
another
What else
podcast.
you
Let's
got?
bring it on around.
What do you got?
We went over best cosplay, the cosplay district. So it had all the
the cosplay
Archie's
section
Club.
was just a huge
I want
thing.
actually. Let's hold off on all that. Let's have you go through your recording stuff
great.
because
so
you hit a lot of people.
we hit a lot of people and talked to them, and the idea, what we like to do is what our goal is to just cover local stuff. because I am the hugest fan of Kansas City and Missouri and Kansas. I love this area. There are so many great people here. And so just going through, we found so many people. So I think the first thing we stopped at was Jackie Butler, and she did Missy's
the makeup.
the
Oh my
makeup.
gosh.
And that's
That was
one.
so amazing.
I still need to. Missy still needs to record the beginning intro of that. But she did a makeup of a scar right down. And what you don't know is later on that night, we
She
left.
went home and freaked out the kids.
No, we left and we didn't have kids. So we're like, we're going to go out to eat. So we went to Mongolian barbecue down.
No.
Yes.
And she still had the makeup?
She still had it. And there was a few people that understood it was the con. And another person, we had a couple people come up and she's like, are you guys okay? And then then they immediately were like, okay, that's fake. Or they're like, is that fake? Good, because that's bad. But it was
scurry.
and then we're eating and I'm like, this might gross people
It's kind
out.
of unappetizing, yeah.
So, but yes, just amazing makeup artist.
Is that video up yet or no?
No,
You're
that
still
will be
working on
coming
it?
out.
Gotcha.
Missy still has to do the intro for that. Then the next day, what did we record? We recorded with Abby Darkstar. That one is up, and Keith's in. Those two are just an amazing couple, and we got to talk about the Santa Fe kind of craziness of the cosplay of that, which I guess we kind of just went into it expecting you would know what it is, but at the very beginning, if you go to our Facebook page, you can check out people the actual comments that were made. They're deleted
Yeah.
now.
Oh, really?
But you can even see you can see people talk about it after the fact on Santa Fe's Facebook page. You can also go to Abby Darkstar's Facebook page and find stuff on it too. We also talked with Erin Lay about that as well. She is really cool.
Which one was she? I'm sorry.
She was the one in the corner. You see
Okay,
her
yes.
as
Underneath the air conditioning booth?
Yes.
Oh, that was like the best booth.
she she considers herself the best thing is Catwoman. She just
her favorite
her favorite
cosplay is
cosplay.
Catwoman.
And
That was my
very
favorite
local.
cosplay.
She's
Very
only
local.
been doing it
Yeah,
2
yeah.
years. Last year she went as she cosplayed as a gender bend of Rufio from Hook.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that is
It
cool.
was really cool. She's done a couple of gender
By
bends.
the way,
Favorite Peter Pan character.
I've decided if I ever have a child, his name will be Rufio.
That's cool.
That's
yeah.
And his nickname will be Roofy.
And they will go Roofy. Oh no.
that kid will not survive in
Rufio,
college. I'm just
Rufio,
saying, he will not. survive.
Oh.
He will know how to crow. And okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Some of the other cosplay we actually did. Oh my gosh, what's happening?
If it's a she, that's fine.
That'd be-
She'll still be named Rufio.
I could dig it.
Her nickname will no longer be Roofy though. That's not
I'm sorry, that's
no,
terrible.
That's too far.
Sorry.
That's too far.
Okay, and then the other one was Doodle Spork. Doodle Spork, which Missy really wanted to interview her, and we got an interview of her. And she was like, you kind of your cosplay is very non-sexual. But what we didn't know is she was 16, so there's kind of a reason. But
nice.
but
That's a good idea.
But her cosplay is very not
Not overly sexualized,
Overly
like some of the
sexualized.
other girls.
I mean, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's a like with that cosplay though. That just I don't want to say this. Like think about it like with the X-Men comics back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
They were over exaggerated on some parts.
Right.
And that was to entice the male fans, and it's to
Well,
bring
yeah.
attention. But
and that's also to help every kid, every boy to get in contact with his sexuality.
yeah, I guess so.
I mean, kind of.
Sure.
But
sure.
I
We
feel
all
like
knew our first comic.
It's very true.
with the
Psylocke,
cosplayers,
Psylocke.
This is very true.
right? With the cosplayers though, I feel like that's kind of a part of like, that's
What it
just-
is.
Yeah, it's imagination. It's
But
fun.
and I
it's-
agree with that. But it's nice to see that it doesn't have to.
Yes,
So
completely.
that's I think that's
most
where
definitely.
where it's coming from.
And,
there,
and I
but-
love it when it doesn't happen because that just shows that you don't have to appeal to the sexual nature.
It's
you
like
know?
music and rap, and I mean, I'm not. Some people use a lot of cursing, but if you can do it smartly, then you can do it. And that's kind
Yeah.
of right. You can. It's an easy
You can
well.
blaze your own path.
It's
You
an
don't have to
easy
do
well
what-
to go to cosplay,
Yeah.
super sexual, but it's harder to actually get something done.
Agreed.
So those were all of the cosplay.
I think that
I
sounds right.
think that's all.
Then did you get? I think you got the R2 Club, right?
I did get R2 Club. The other
They're
kind of
local.
cosplay, the Digital Armory, was they did helmets, and it was just they did Giant Man, Ant Man.
They had Ant-Man and Ant-Man as Giant Ant-Man or whatever.
Yeah, and
Black
Iron Man,
Panther.
Black Panther is those.
Wow. Oh, I think I
Black
remember
Panther
which
helmet
booth you're
was
talking. Or which,
really
yeah, I
cool.
think I remember which one.
Yeah, those were incredible. And his Ant-Man, like he
Opened.
had opened. He had not just like spring-loaded. He had mechanical
Yeah.
stuff
Oh,
in there,
that's
It was
sweet.
and
super
there was no room
He
in
should
that
do a
Ant-Man.
full-blown suit.
Well, and I don't know if you noticed or not, but there was lighting inside.
Yeah, there
Oh,
was
that's
some
cool.
lighting.
So that as it when it opens, there's lighting inside of the helmet. So
He
you can see their
had
face.
boots you can put your feet in, like Iron Man boots, and they'll like how in the
They'll
movie.
attach. That's
Yes.
awesome. I wonder how much it cost him to make that stuff.
I don't
you
know, but they're like $400 or $500, and
Yeah.
they're custom made
Easily.
to your head.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
because it's like he pours a mold over your head and
Oh
then
my god.
casts it off of that. I know, it was pretty nuts.
I want to see him do a wow. I want to see him do a Optimus Prime head. Wouldn't that be sweet?
Ooh,
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like an actual transformer type head. Wouldn't that be cool? I could just see it like
Yeah,
morphing
actually,
into a.
That's an interesting helmet design too. That
Like,
that no one ever thinks.
Wouldn't
of.
it be cool too? Is like after it like transforms, if it actually turned into a semi, the actual head.
The helmet? Okay.
Yeah, wouldn't that be
That's cool.
sweet?
That's Aaron Lay. See
Oh,
your
okay,
Joker.
gotcha.
Isn't that cool? I almost
That is a cool Joker.
There's a lot of gender bends on there. Yeah.
Do you know
And-
what the movie was? 'Cause I
Um,
really like that. I really like that.
Paradox City.
The Paradox City. So
Ooh,
that's a movie
yes.
that is actually
Oh.
being filmed in Kansas City.
I got to meet some of the actors and actresses.
We got
so-
to interview with the
Very nice.
the director and
Okay.
two of the actors. I don't know if you guys did more after I left that. But
We did not.
okay.
Did you? Which lady?
But it
was
looks. Did you see the trailer?
Yeah, the trailer looks
looked
intense. And
amazing.
you know that's obviously that's in Kansas City.
I know, right?
That's amazing.
Insane.
Like,
That
I'm
something like
pumped.
of that production level is being made here in Kansas City.
Like that
was
makes
just
me so
cool.
happy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's gonna be a YouTube series.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
And
I'm
they might be get
stoked.
picked up by Netflix.
And it's kind of funny because one of the actresses, and I can't remember which gal it was, but we were standing there watching the trailer, and I saw her off to the side, and I was like, "This lady looks super
exactly
familiar."
like the lady in the trailer.
Well, no, like not from. I hadn't seen the
Okay, gotcha,
trailer
gotcha,
yet,
Okay.
and I saw her, and I was like, "This lady looks familiar." And I go over to her, I'm like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but you look just uncanny, like super familiar to me." And she's like, "Well, I don't know you, but you might have seen my work in some other stuff." And she goes about talk about like
I'm Troy McClure. You
she
might
talks
know me
about
from
movie
such movies
commercials and
as-
stuff. And then I'm with my friend, and then she's like, "You I don't recognize, but your friend, he looks familiar to me."
Really?
And I'm like, "Really? Okay." And she's like, "Do you know a big acting studio guy here in Kansas City? His name's Andy, and I cannot remember his last name.
Mm.
But my buddy took classes for Andy, like from
Oh,
Andy,
nice.
and that's how like he's a big actor too. He loves acting.
Yeah, because the actor that we interviewed for that was in a lot of other stuff too,
Yeah.
wasn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that might have been who it was. Then.
The actress. Sorry,
What,
not
did
actor.
she have brown hair? Brown hair.
And then yeah,
Actress.
she had
yeah,
and then
that's probably her.
Bill Butts. I want to keep
Mhm.
saying call him Billy Butts. I think because Billy
Billy Batson is what
Billy
you want to try
Batson.
and say.
No, I think Billy
Captain Marvel.
Oh,
Billy Butts. Billy Butts.
name drop.
I don't know.
Bill Butts. I think it was.
I
Bill
think it's
Butts.
because Billy Butler is why.
Oh, that makes
Billy
sense.
Butler.
That makes more sense.
That's why I want to add that Y.
Royals.
Yes, exactly. But that is really cool. In fact, they contacted me today to get B-roll for the film because I was waiting for
Dude,
that
that's
to get
sweet.
the B-roll. Yeah, very,
awesome.
very cool. Super Sirens were there. We didn't really get to talk to them because we got to talk to them
Oh,
at
the free comic book day.
the free comic book day.
Did you guys get to see that Hollywood show thing at all with those two ladies at a booth?
No,
the
my
celebrity
wife
booth?
really, really wanted to.
I was intrigued,
I mean,
but I was-
she was dying to see them, and then we ran out of time.
Oh man.
Um, And Jessica Porter was there. Here's Parties by Rose. That was the other one.
Sorry.
Parties by Rose, we have, she is a super cool cosplay person, and
Yeah.
you'll see her, she was, oh my gosh, the
Mhm.
Lemon?
Lilu Lemon. I know what you're
No.
thinking of. The
From Big
jeans?
Hero 6. From
Oh,
Big Hero 6. Lemon Melon?
Lemon Lemon?
Gosh. Hang on,
Lemon-
you keep going. I'll find
Yes.
out. You keep
And
going.
Google.
last year she was, oh my gosh, another Disney
Elsa.
movie. Elsa. She was Elsa.
Oh
Thank
my.
you.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Elsa was there,
But she
and there were
was-
no little kids.
that was
what
last
a
year.
surprise.
Well, she
Oh,
does
last
like
year.
last year.
she does
okay.
like birthday parties and,
And,
stuff
and
like that.
she goes
Ooh.
around and gets cosplay. She does very kid friendly, and then
Oh.
she has a business and then she will hand out. She always talks to the kids. So we got a lot of good footage of her, and we're doing a little story on her. And then she was at the after party. Really cool person, and she has her own little business and hires other actors, and if they do superhero parties,
if you can hear this, my name is Charlie.
Cool.
I love to act. Please hire me.
Really cool.
Acting is
Honey Lemon?
legit.
I want to say
Honey Lemon. Hang on.
I am almost 100% sure Honey Lemon. I haven't seen Big Hero 6 in a while.
It's been a while. Same.
Good
Man.
No?
I don't know.
Are you on?
About
I don't know what I'm on.
Lou Ferrigno.
I fell down.
Hold on.
He walked right by me.
Did he really?
And he is a big,
Dude, he's huge.
There you go. Honey Lemon.
gigantic, huge man.
And just think, he's not as big as what he used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Okay,
that's
real fast
nuts.
with the lady who's dressed as Honey Lemon,
Yes.
because we were going over to do her interview or whatever, and Missy was like, "Oh, you might just want to touch up your lipstick real fast," and she was like trying to look, and I pull out my phone and I pulled the camera around and flipped around, and so she could look into the
And you
mirror
took
or whatever.
a picture of her?
No, but she was like, "Oh," she goes, "Oh, you must have a wife," and I'm like, "No."
Hello.
But
And then she
if
took
you're
a step back.
interested- Yeah, it was creepy, but
Hello.
man, are you sure that's?
Honey Lemon. I looked it up.
Yeah, I can't
Done
seem
and
to
done.
find- I don't know.
One of the
Oh,
cool
yeah,
thing
yeah,
was
perfect.
one of the cosplay people that are just walking around was
Honey Lemon Chicken. I don't.
Tim's hungry for Chinese guys. I'm sorry.
Daredevil. He was signed up at Daredevil, and
Okay, Nelson and Murdoch.
he walked around and gave
Oh,
this
that's
business
really cool. Let
card
me see
out.
that.
That was the coolest
That's
business
awesome.
card.
Was it actual Daredevil, or was
So-
it somebody dressed up as Matt Murdock?
Yeah. No, he was dressed up
It's-
as Matt Murdock. I was like, he wasn't the real Daredevil.
Okay.
That's not a real.
But he was
character.
dressed up as
Yes.
Matt Murdock. Okay.
He was dressed up as Matt Murdock.
Okay. That's why I was like,
with a cane and
that's-
everything.
That's freaking sweet.
It says Nelson. It's a business card. It says Nelson Murdoch, attorney at law, and then there's Braille underneath, but he couldn't spring for the real Braille.
Oh, that's pretty
It's just
nifty.
flat.
That's
That's
awesome.
pretty
That's
cool,
still
though.
really cool. I'm tempted just to steal this.
One of the Daredevils that I saw, it looked like the exact costume from the TV show, from the new TV show. It was
I
great.
saw, and you were talking about earlier, because you saw one that was like the red suit, the
Yeah,
red
yeah.
leather suit, and I saw one that was all black
I would love to see that suit.
in like his early fighting suit or
Was
whatever.
that the one like where it had like
the hood?
where not a hood like, but it was like a bandana. It was like
Yeah.
a bandana
Yeah.
wrapped around his
Yeah.
face.
And it covered his eyes
the black.
too.
Yeah,
And
oh,
he had
that
like
was such a
see-through
frickin'
fabric, so you
cool.
could
like
see through it.
it was in the series. Like they had a version of that in
Yeah.
the TV series, like the
Mhm.
very first. That was a sweet. I
Yeah,
like
we
that.
talked about it.
That
in
was
our-
throwback
we
right
talked
there.
about it in our Daredevil podcast.
Yes.
Did you really?
Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
called his Yellow.
I remember when
Years.
we were talking about that like way
That's
back, talking about
right.
Daredevil.
This guy.
It's like,
he
have
used to
you
help me
seen
come up
Daredevil
with,
season 2?
He used to help me come up with podcast ideas.
That was a great season. I loved that.
So
season.
Rose was
Wait,
a good
who
one.
else? Who else did you get to?
Another cool one was, did you see the guy, the kid in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
With the
had
X-Wing?
coolest.
Oh,
And
That
then
was
he had
really cool.
Ant-Man.
Oh my gosh,
And so I'm like, can I get a picture? And then he rolls up to me and he gives me this.
That business card. Which
I
is
know, I was
awesome.
like,
that's awesome,
dude, you are a slick
That was
little
really cool.
businessman
Yeah,
already.
that was
Dude, you
one of
got
the-
your stuff together.
That was one of the coolest
Um,
ones that I'd seen.
And I'm like, I don't see an adult around you. Are you've already started your own little business here.
Doing your own thing.
Yeah. And then obviously Jessica Porter, aka Elite Supergirl, she was there. She threw out the first
Yeah.
pitch,
That's cool.
and she was there with Pinky Swear. I think they kind of messed up with their booth, and she did not
Oh,
get
really?
their Pinky Swear booth. So we had no idea where to get the toys to her. But yeah, so with Dr. Oddworld. This guy,
Intriguing.
Andrew Wilson, dude, that guy was incredible. So he was the one with the steampunk hat.
That's what I
those
was
were so
thinking.
amazing.
That just the name just kind of
Dude,
steampunk.
the way you walk around, I mean, these hats are incredible. I mean, he spends at least 50, 60 hours on each one of
good
them.
gosh.
He never does them again.
Yeah, each
Um,
one's original and individual.
So I'm
creation.
talking to him, and this interview will be up soon. I'm talking to him, and I'm like, we're going through all this, and he's like, I can commission them too. He's like, you just let me know what you want. I'll get you something back in a day. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like he'll art it. He'll sketch it. Like, is there anything you don't do? And he's like, not really. And then he starts talking to me about.
He did something else really impressive, wasn't it?
I'm on. He's like, yeah, I was when I was working for Rockstar Games. No, he was like, when I was working for Midway Games.
Ooh.
I'm like, Midway Games? He was like, yeah, but I think that was before Rockstar Games. And then he was like, yeah, I worked on Doom 64, I worked on Rampage, and he just, he goes through these list of games. He's like,
back when I met the president.
I know, he's like, there was a little game, I don't know, Silent Hill.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? What the crap? And so we didn't really cover that in the interview at all, but he's agreed to be on the podcast.
And
I
did
helped him.
voice acting for that stuff?
No, that's somebody else.
He did what? Just creative artistry?
Yeah, I don't know. I said save it for the podcast.
I'm really interested to find out.
I mean, dude, he just went from company
That's
to
crazy.
company to company.
Yeah, there was a guy I was talking to. It might have been the same guy. He was wearing a Bioshock, or not Bioshock. What is that company? They used to make the Bioware. He was wearing a Bioware shirt, and I'm like, hey, I like your shirt. That's throwing it back. He's like, yeah, I used to work for him. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I used to work on KOTOR, and then he's like, then I got to work on Fallout 3, and I'm like, can I just like shake your hand like this?
I know. No, he was in a full a tux with like coattails.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was.
And it was hot.
It was.
So I can only imagine.
Dude, it was steaming in there.
Like how hot it was.
No,
wearing
it
that
was
full
hot.
Suit.
It right where our booth was super hot.
Yeah.
Everything around it, the cosplay, they were cold.
Yeah.
And
That is
it
true.
seemed like on the edges. It seemed like right in the middle. We were right in the middle.
I thought about, for one of the days, wearing a buddy of mine got me this like Jedi bathrobe and just bringing out a lightsaber or something, just have fun. But the first day when I got there, I was like, this is insane. This is way too hot.
Yeah, you would have passed out.
Dude, seriously,
Yeah.
it was bad.
There's just so many cool creators. Then there's 2 comic book people I wanted to talk to you about, and I actually have them here. I did a little thing with Megan Fitz. I don't know if you haven't seen it. Here,
Her
check
name
these
sounds
out.
familiar.
We have an interview up on the username Nerd Comics. She
cut out
put
the
out these 2, and I'm handing them the comics. They are incredible. She just finished college, and that was her. She said she had a year-long project. Yeah, that I Am Nora thing. That was her whole year-long
First
thing.
edition.
I know, right? I think it's signed. Is
it
that
signed?
Yeah. Check the inside front cover. This one right there?
Yeah, this one's signed.
I don't think this one's signed.
Oh,
That's
well,
fine.
that's a bunch of-
Shucks.
Jeez.
Well,
Come on.
Take her off the podcast.
I'm-
No.
I'm gonna mail her that then. No,
There you
but
go.
it is really. She lets.
great
There's like
artwork.
no words. Really.
Yeah, it's all pictures.
It's she lets the imagery contact it, but that one's really deep,
Which in
Very
a way, in
short.
a lot of ways, is harder.
very hard. It's funny because my wife just picked up Captain America, the new one that everyone's talking about,
I'm not gonna spoil it
and
this time.
you've already spoiled it.
Sorry.
And no, and she was reading, and she's like, "Man, there's a lot. I mean, a lot of story in this." I'm like, "Yeah." Where sometimes I kind of like that middle ground. And this is the other one, Haley Knits.
Oh, that's cool.
Chasing Hitler.
This one was really cool. She is, I want to say 16. I'm pretty sure she's 16.
Wow.
And
Man, when I was 16, I could barely
Right?
get a driver's license, let alone put out a
This
whole
and
comic.
her drawings are pretty
That's
awesome.
amazing.
yeah. Yeah, this is she came up with the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And
Writer.
yeah, she's the writer of this. But that's a really cool, and we'll have her up. At the time, she didn't have a lot of media presence, and so
But
we're
she
kind of
will
holding off.
now.
I know she's kind of holding off, on that interview. So we have the
Boy, that's
hitting
so.
the right. I know, right?
So weird, also to see Hitler smile. I don't
Well,
think
the
I've ever seen
idea
Hitler
is
actually smile.
the idea is Hitler fakes committing suicide, and he's on the run, and they
Oh.
are trying to go after him.
That's intriguing.
That is intriguing.
And also, I kind of
So
just
I don't
wanna
think it's
say-
really. I don't think it's like an alternate timeline. I
yeah,
think we just didn't
maybe
know
like,
it.
Yeah,
It's like underground.
behind the scenes or something like that.
Mhm.
I'm really happy to see that, like, there's so much creativity at a young age getting out there.
Yes.
You know, and parents are supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm so happy that like we're in this new age where these kids are
Mhm.
just they're expressing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and whether it be art, podcasts, music, games, whatever. It's just I can't love it enough. It's amazing.
And you're in this deep
Sorry,
conversation.
I'm
He's like,
sorry.
look
And
at
I'm
this
just
back
like,
cover.
hey, look
Yeah.
at this.
Go
I'm
ahead.
like totally interrupting you. I apologize.
Totally agree.
Because you were really heartfelt there, and I apologize.
No,
Go
it's
ahead.
okay. It's
Oh
fine.
my gosh.
It's once in a lifetime opportunity.
No, It is very cool, and these two women are just. I mean, Megan Fitz and Haley Nitz. You'll see these people again. I promise you. They're. I mean, yeah.
So in the back of this Chasing Hitler, there's like a thanks to sort of page, and it's all these people's names. But it's cool because certain names it looks like it's redacted,
Okay.
like on a top secret
out.
document or something like that, and it's marked through. Which I'm sure there probably weren't people's names
Right.
under there, but that's just a really creative way to do it. That's interesting.
That's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
neat.
But yeah,
That's
this one's cool.
Anything else?
Um,
Last thoughts on Comic-Con?
it was a blast.
It
I-
was a
I
blast.
had a great
it
time
worth
this year.
it?
Yeah, definitely. I paid $148. So worth it.
$148?
Well, he bought the
Yeah, I
Kevin,
bought the
he bought
Kevin Smith pass.
package.
That was only $140.
That was in all 3 days for a signed
Really?
item, front seats for Kevin Smith.
I thought it
and
was like
all three-
$250, or was that just Stan Lee?
That was just
That's
Stan
just
Lee.
Stan
Ooh,
Lee.
man.
I didn't go
Which
see
Mikey
Stan.
paid
not
like
gonna lie.
$1,500 just to see Stan Lee.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And I thought, and I've heard a lot of people say that it was not the best experience. Not that meaning Stan wasn't,
Yeah.
but it was just so many people that Stan
Yeah.
didn't get a
Didn't get a
chance to
chance.
talk to him or
Well-
do anything. You were just kind of pushed in. Bam.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of like what it was 2 years ago when I went. I got LeVar Burton. I got a photo
Yeah.
with LeVar Burton, and it was just that. I wanted to just say, I loved your work. Thank you so much. And I
Right.
didn't have enough time to say that.
And I will say a lot of the pictures that I saw, friends or just postings of Stan, he looks very not robotic, but like, hey, I'm here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here.
I can only imagine.
Like,
he's such
he's done
he's
so
such a
much, so much.
Well, this is
personal
this is his
person
last year
that
too.
it's got to be hard for him to see so many people and be overlooked.
Right. Like, and this is his last year. Like, he's doing New
That's what
York
I
and he's
heard,
done
too.
with cons.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a picture of him like a year ago, or like that I met a guy there that said he's already met Stan like 2 or 3 times, and he showed me a different picture of Stan, and it was like Stan a year ago, and then a picture that he took this year, and he just doesn't
Looks
look.
run down. Or,
Yeah, he looks really run down. He didn't look happy. Just that
Well, I think
fake
he's,
smile.
I think
you know.
maybe he's
But I-
becoming bigger
tired.
than
But
what
live.
he wants to. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I
Bigger
mean?
than life.
Stan looks like a person that will sit with you and talk to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like Neil Adams. I sat down and Neil Adams will talk about Neil Adams.
Yeah.
That's the last
He
interview.
also refers to himself in the third person.
That guy is amazing, and but I feel like Stan wants to talk to people like that,
Yeah, on a
but he
personal
just
level.
can't,
Can't.
and that
He's too
because there's
famous.
too many people, and I think that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah. And
because
it-
you just yeah.
And I'm sure, like, depending on like where your views are for your fans, because there's some people that are just like, I'm famous, I don't need
Right.
these people. But then there's some people who genuinely care, and now that they can't talk to their fans, like actually sit down and talk with them, it's just, to me, it would be heartbreaking. I
Yeah.
want to
Oh, I
to
agree.
give my fans a, like, if whatever, if I was a celebrity and I had a big fan, I would want to sit down with them and like actually get to kind of know them and see what they
Yeah.
were like and
Not
interact with
me.
them. I'm a nice guy. What can I say?
Forget him.
So
if I'm ever famous,
I did want
you'll be lucky to just get a glimpse of me. No, I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
Hid
I
in the
wanted
dark
to
room
talk
forever,
about
folks.
Well, it'll never happen.
Ming Chen a little bit and how it was the first day I was there, which is Thursday. I was
Oh, yeah.
setting up, and I walked around the corner and almost walked into him, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're Ming Chen," and
You're
he's
Ming
like,
Chen?
he's just like, "Hey, how you doing?" Everything else. I'm like,
That's a great.
I'm
Another
like,
one.
dude, but he was just so nice
Yeah.
and so just like. Cause I can't imagine what he thought. Cause I was like, I'm Mike Hewitt.
Yeah.
That awkward.
And he's
He
like,
really.
I
Which
know.
He's interviewing people all day
Yeah.
on the floor, and all of a sudden it comes to Ming Chen, and he's just like,
But I was like, he was like, where you at? I'm like,
fanboy moment.
and I'm like, I'm over here. I have a booth. He's like, what are you selling? I'm like, I do a podcast.
selling my.
And he was
my
like,
voice.
dude, you come over. Come over anytime you want. We'll take care of you. Do whatever. And then I was like, dude, he was
It
just
was a very good
the
experience,
nicest,
yeah.
coolest guy. And then Neil Adams is the last. I was gonna save him for last. That guy. I think of when I think of comic book people, I think of Stan Lee,
Mhm.
and then I think of Neil Adams. I just love that guy.
Frank Miller?
Frank Miller, yes, but I mean,
Yeah, but those are your personal favorites.
true.
So-
I don't know why I think of Neil Adams as like the second biggest guy, but I know. I mean, some people he is, some people's
Hey,
not.
he
but
was influential to you. And
but
that's what matters,
I sat down with him and I talked to him, and he was very hard to talk to. In fact, I went by and got prints, and we had the camera, and he kind of said, "You can ask me about anything you want," and I'm like, "Okay, so does that mean I can interview? I wasn't going to
Yeah.
pressure you into an interview." And so we sat down with him, and because I think he's just a huge, and he's a very hard person, not hard person to interview, but like he's witty.
You used another word.
I know. I don't like that word.
Not sassy.
I
But
think I said sassy.
he did say
Sassy.
sassy. He's very
Quippy.
He's a rapscallion.
He's a
if you
quippy.
will.
He's a rapscallion.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because I start
He's
out,
from the 1920s,
and I'm a
apparently.
little bit, I'm nervous. Those are the two people I was really nervous with.
I can
I mean, I
tell when you got
understand
done
why.
interviewing him too. You were like,
No, so I
Right.
interviewed him.
I'm sure you were overly excited with Ming.
Yeah. And so I interviewed him, and I'm just like, so you created a lot of characters, and the first thing he does is, no, I didn't. What characters have I created? He was like testing me, and I was like, that's what I mean by like,
yeah.
and I was like, well, you created a Ra's al Ghul. He was like, very good, you pronounced that correctly, and I'm like,
Hey, sweat dripping off my forehead.
so then he talked about that guy
Where's the
for
bucket?
he talked about them and everything else, and then he was like, so I kind of boiled it down to 3 questions, and I said, Green Arrow and Green Lantern, and I'm just stumbling over it, and he's like, okay, you got to get to the point. I'm like, oh yes.
Hurry up on
And
Junior.
so I said, so, talk to me about Green Arrow. And so we went into the Green Arrow thing and talked about that a lot, and how, he had a very influential of creating that character. And then we talked about Arrow, the TV show, and how they kind of came up to him and talked about that. It was really cool to talk to him about that. And then the last thing is, I was just like, okay, I just got to keep it short. So I'm like, so tell me about Jon Stewart. That was as quick as I can get out there. And then he went into Jon Stewart and Green Lantern, Jon Stewart, and everything else, and how he was, I guess he was a very big, he's obviously in the 70s, very big in setting equality and everything else. And he was like, they were portraying black people wrongly as thugs and stuff like that. And that it's time to come up with a good character. And that's where Jon Stewart, and I think of Jon Stewart as Green Lantern, and he's my favorite Green Lantern.
Right.
Really,
And-
Hal Jordan?
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
Jon Stewart's my favorite Green Lantern.
Nathan Fillion voiced Hal Jordan.
Nah.
I like Nathan
Hey,
Fillion.
man,
He's
to
one of
each
my
his own.
favorites.
Yeah, he is.
Teach his own.
Firefly.
Yeah, so but he is my favorite. So I was just like, I feel like he had a very, and then he did Speedy with he has the famous heroin overdose or the drug overdose cover and stuff like that. He took a lot of like,
He took
okay, these are fun, but
preconceived
let's
notions
take
and turned them on their
gigantic
head, yeah.
issues and say, well, what happens if a superhero
Does drugs.
I mean, where do we go with that? It was just
That was
it
a-
was
That's dark.
I mean,
Yeah.
I remember
That's
like
intense.
the Speedy thing. That was a huge
yeah.
thing.
And I
Yeah.
thought Jessica Jones was dark too.
yeah.
Like,
So yeah. Anyways,
Sorry, that was totally random.
I don't know. Yeah.
that's
This
this whole
has
show
all
is
just been
random.
totally random.
We're at 42.
This is gonna be a super long cap. I don't have anything else left.
That's
You got
that's
anything
pretty
else?
much it. It was just so much fun. And
Mhm.
the Friday, I just enjoyed it, and I wish I'd have done more interviews. It
Yeah.
was so much fun. But you know what? We're fine. We got tons of Comic-Cons
Next
coming up.
year.
Yeah, and next year as
There's
well.
always next year.
So, so a couple things. We went to Steampunk Day in
Cowtown.
Old Cowtown Museum. And it was Steampunk Head Day, and that video is up. Really cool. That definitely, if you're in the
check that
Wichita
out.
area next year, it's going to be great. Some things coming up. Canticon. We'll tell you in a little bit
Canticon.
closer.
Yeah.
Not Canticon.
There's a lot
Canticon.
of- There's a lot
Can't
of
con.
stuff coming
Yeah.
up, so
So, but we're gonna call it a day. At username nerd.
call it a day.
Twitter. We
You can
go to
our
YouTube.
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, YouTube. Facebook username nerd. Go to YouTube. Type in username nerd. You can see all our channels. You want the card?
Yeah. I got the card.
913-717 nerd.
Perfect.
Boom! Look at that.
Bam.
On point.
Wrong. No, it wasn't on it.
Comments at username nerd, and you can go to our website. Our website's needs. It's a pretty cool website, but I'm going to be revamping it very soon to put in all kinds of other things, such as articles and stuff along those lines.
I also want to put up those pictures.
Also, yeah, pictures
I took
you
a
can
bunch of
put. You can
stills,
put
so, yeah,
pictures
I
up
could
there.
I don't have them though. You have them.
Yeah, true. The other thing is, we're also going to have a calendar up there about all the cons we're going to be to, and all the cons that are in this area, and all the events that are in the Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas, St. Louis.
That is a
you
good
name
idea.
it.
That's
everywhere.
awesome.
That
I
is
like
a
that
very
idea.
good idea.
Yeah. So, anything
So
else?
We got a hub for everything else. No, I can think.
I think
of
we're
else.
good to go.
You covered all the channels. You got
Pretty much.
all
Go
of
to
our
go to username nerd.
medias.
Go to YouTube and just type in username nerd, and you'll see our 3 channels: username nerd news, username nerd games, username nerd comics. And the comics actually has some news. We're covering like
Sprinkled
Megan.
throughout.
Yeah, Megan Fitz. We covered Free Comic Book Day at Elite Comics. By the way, if you're in the Kansas City area, Elite Comics, 119th and Metcalf. They're not really a sponsor, but that.
But we
I'm
will
gonna-
endorse them. How about
I
that?
will endorse them because they are good.
I like it.
Ask for William.
Also, tacos.
I
We will
like
endorse
tacos.
them.
Go to the Taco Bell at the corner of
Any street in America.
Where they do
Party
carry
out.
out now.
Go to the
guys.
What?
They do online carry out. You didn't know that?
No.
You can
12th and
order.
Harding?
You can order over the
Hang
internet.
on, I'm interested in
You can
this.
you can order your internet, or you can order. Wow, you can order your
Order your
Taco
tacos
Bell
on the internet?
over the internet,
And then just go pick 'em up? Well, what? How is that different than just going to drive-through?
I don't know.
I
That's a
don't
great
know, but that's a
question.
good. I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, it's like as hot
I'm
as
on the
taco
case.
breakfast. Get it, Tim. Go do it.
All right, stay nerdy.
I was gonna say it's at the corner of 12th and Hardy. Laszlo? No.
No, not.
I don't know.
No.
Oh no, it's Church of Laszlo.
I mean, I barely. listen
I
anymore.
like, I'm not trying to be like,
Bro, I'm sorry. It's a
Okay.
good show. Don't get me wrong.
Nope.
I just barely-
You stay.
I
You
said it.
stay nerd.
I said it. Stay
you guys
nerdy.
stay nerdy.
What?
Hello, everybody. This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Men. You're listening to my favorite podcast, Username Nerd. Stay nerdy, my friends.
Okay, stop. Don't go to the next YouTube video or channel or skip or don't do anything. Real quick, 5 seconds. We have 3 different channels. Please subscribe to them. Username Nerd News, Username Nerd Comics, Username Nerd Games. We have separated them out into 3 ones. Choose all of them or just one to subscribe to. You'd love it. I promise you, we'll give you great content. It'll show up in your feed. You'll love it. Just real quick click. It doesn't take but a few seconds. You'd be awesome. Thank you. I mean, you are really awesome. Thank you.